Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program The Journey Begins, part 16. We are blasting off here from the KSC in another one of our light cargo shuttles at 4 times time acceleration. Kerbin is at the controls and she's joined by Kerbin for this one. Our two newish recruits out there doing a mission on their own, which is always nice to see. Anyway, today's mission is an important one. It's a rescue mission. No one of our Kerbals hasn't become stranded somewhere, but what has become stranded is a small cache of science in a somewhat elliptical orbit over Kerbin. So we're going to go and grab that. If you remember last time out, our prototype nuclear probe ran into some fuel difficulties, which meant we couldn't get it into the nice, neat parking orbit we wanted to. So going up and grabbing its little experiment package is going to be a little trickier than I'd hoped it would be, but I think we're up to the job. I think our two Kerbals are more than up to the task. Now, the solar panels on the probe don't retract, which presents a little bit of a problem with docking, but we've used some infernal robotics parts to get round that, and hope we don't have a repeat of the incident with that we had a few episodes ago, but I'm sure everything will go fine. Anyway, I think it's about time we step things down to normal speed and get stuck into the job at hand. Right, so let's go rescue ourselves a probe. Let's go to map view. Where are you? There you are. Let's set you as our target so we can see where your periapsis is. Your periapsis is 83,438 meters. So I'm going to try and circularize my orbit to get it as close to that as possible. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's our apoapsis we're pushing up, so... Ooh, went well past it. Just fire up the RCS. Was it 8438? Yeah, within 10, that'll do. Now we go round the other side. This is a bit of a long-winded way of doing it. I haven't looked up how to do this, by the way. This is just sort of a way I figured out for myself, so if there's an easy way of doing it, and please feel free to scream at me in the comments. Bit of debris there. One piece just disappeared, but other piece still alive and kicking. I'm sure it'll burn up before too long. Just going to stop a little way short of our apoapsis, because this is got a lot of fuel in it, this shuttle, and it's a bit slow to turn. Right, so yeah, you're pointing towards prograde. Let's notch you down a little bit there. Just time accelerated a bit forward there, just to get us running close to that apoapsis. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so that means our orbit is going to come really close to the probe's orbit here. Let's start time accelerating round, actually. It's going to come in really close to that probe's orbit there, nearly touching it. And then we can start the next bit. The probe's already will have been and gone by then. You can see the closest approach marker there. It's sort of there and there. Well, the separation marker, I should say. But that's actually probably about right. That's probably about where we want it. Drop back to normal time a little early again. So now we want to see how long until that probe reaches here. It's about 38 minutes. So now we boost our own orbital period up to about the same. Yeah, and as we go past the that first separation marker, it starts indicating for what's going to happen for the next orbit. And as our orbital period approaches 38 minutes, our separation gets smaller and smaller. Where is separation? 62.1. Let's start bringing that down a bit further. How close? Just fine tune this with the RCS. How close can we get this? Oh, really close. Try not to smash into it on the way round. Let's start time accelerating round. What's our altitude? And once we're past 120,000, we can time accelerate a bit further. And then a bit further again. Lovely job. Time acceleration drops down again of its own accord, and now we are coming in for a nice close approach. So we want to switch to target, we want to point retrograde with respect to the target. Yeah, better burn times is a really handy mod to have. I wasn't sure when I first saw it because well, it's just something that comes bundled with another mod, but it's nice to actually have an indicator that tells you this sort of thing. Right, let's... and about now. Burnt maybe a little early, time accelerate a bit. There we go, just kill our relative velocity. Just fine-tune that. We're about to lose the daylight. Yeah, I think I'll wait till we're around the other side of the planet, and then we'll close most of the distance that's remaining, and yeah, we'll do the rest of our maneuvers then. So, glorious sunlight once again. Let's get ourselves a little bit closer, as I said, to our probe. Now, our probe does have a little bit of RCS on it, but it's a tiny amount. It was only ever meant for sort of fine manoeuvring, so the shuttle's gonna have to do most of the work here. Let's fire up the RCS thrusters for a second. Let's try and get ourselves in a bit closer. Turn it off when we don't need it. Stop those SAS thrusts. Where are we? 12 meters. I think I'm probably just going to ditch this probe. Yeah, with the delta V indicator being off by quite that amount, I'm not sure if it's like a problem with the heat. To do with the heat, because you bring up the information for the engine, and there's all sorts of things to do with temperatures. I'm not sure if I need to cool it better, or if there's something to do with... I don't know what it could be. But yeah, it doesn't really have as much fuel as I thought it would have. I mentioned last episode I sort of put it together with the wrong fuel tanks, and then I noticed... then I got up to the delta V I needed, and then I noticed it had the wrong fuel tanks on it. But after I did that, I sort of took one of the fuel tanks off, so it probably needed probably needs that other fuel tank to do what I want to do next with it. So yeah, we're probably going to ditch this and come up with a slightly better one. Anyway, let's get our cargo bay open. Oh, you just want to spring straight back because you're pointing towards the target. Cargo bay open, and we want our little robotic part to come out. Let's move this over a bit, because these solar panels can't retract, so we have to sort of get a potential docking point that's a little bit away from the body, like the fuselage of the shuttle and the cargo bay doors. So let's see, which way does this want to go? Let's click that. Yep, there we go. The things. Click that, you get sort of definite preset intervals on this, so that's handy. Will that do us? Let's look at it. Yeah, there's a little bit of room here. I'm sure that'll do us just fine. How do we want to do this from here? How much monopropellant does this have? Oh, it's got quite a fair amount. Maybe it wasn't quite as lacking in that as I first thought. So which way is up as far as you're concerned? Yeah, we'll do it this way. So we want to control you from here. Yeah, we got plenty of monopropellant. I was worrying over nothing. Let's stop you going upwards. There we go. Let's get this turned around a bit so it's all nice and aligned. And we'll want you to be pretty much just like that. So now if we start thrusting, we should be able to dock quite nicely. Coming in that way is quite nice because it, instead of having to clear those cargo bay doors, it means the solar panels only have to clear the fuselage, and I think we've got a little bit more room for manoeuvre on that. Oh, pressed the wrong one. Let's get ourselves lined up here. Yeah, so as I said, I'm going to go have another go at this probe. It's wasn't bad as a first attempt, but well, we can do better. It's really irritating because I just wanted to get like a probe up here with this detachable sensor suite, and then actually have it stay up here and dock another sensor suite to it. We can actually start thrusting forwards. Bring ourselves in for a docking. But I've done it with a couple of probes so far, saying, yeah, we can go attach another sensor suite to it, and it's all reusable like that, and we're still yet to do it. It's a little irritating. We are drifting off majorly to the side there. There we go. So yeah, so if we're going to ditch this probe, I brought these fuel canisters along to refuel the probe. We're going to do that anyway because it's massed towards the back of the shuttle, and we don't want that for aerodynamic stability reasons. So we are going to, what did I just press? I just pressed space instead of the Alt key. I don't think that's done anything. I hope that hasn't done anything. No, everything seems to be fine. Let's get this refueled. Well, it's taken its time, but yeah, if we can get this mass out from towards the back of the shuttle, then that'll be good. And just generally get it a bit lighter because it's, as I said, it's a heavy little blighter as it is. That's that. Let's get you refueled from. Nope, you're the one I've just done. You're the one we need to do. Right, let's get that fuel in there. Yeah, it really does take its time with these smaller fuel tanks. Yeah, as I said, shame, but once we've fueled this up, we can detach the probe. Well, let's do that now. Where I want to make sure I got the right bits. Decouple the node. Let's get you away from here. Yeah, plenty of monopropellant. I really don't know what I was on about there. I don't think we need you for anything else, so we are just going to let you drift off. And back to here. Let's see if we can get this presets up again. Oh, wrong one. And hopefully that will tuck nicely down. Yeah, perfect. Let's close up that cargo bay. So we have one science package ready to bring home with us, and one reasonable first attempt at a nuclear probe to burn up in re-entry, and hope it doesn't spread radioactive contaminants far and wide. And now, with our mission complete, it's time to speed things up again as our shuttle performs the first of its manoeuvres to take it home, and then it's time to deal with our probe. We fire up the engines and put it on a collision course with Kerbin before it calmly and gracefully arcs towards the atmosphere before, well, not so calmly, also gracefully burning up in it. Only the solar panels explode on this one, which is a bit of a surprise, but the rest of the probe meets with a rather rapid rendezvous with the surface of Kerbin. Meanwhile, in space, our shuttle circularizes its orbit, ready to plot its journey home for, well, hopefully for a decent rendezvous with the KSC this time around. We perform our deorbit burn, and then it's just a case of waiting as we slowly enter the atmosphere. I notice about this time that we are going to be coming down over the night side. You see us here, slipping into darkness, and then watching as the sun sets behind us, and Well, unfortunately, I didn't plan this approach quite right either. We do, once again, go straight over the KSE, but once again, we don't go too far, and we're able to just burn a little to raise our velocity and our altitude, and then just glide in safely. Had a bit of an issue with the landing. I wasn't quite sure exactly where the runway is, so when the wheels hit, it takes me a bit by surprise. Note to self, landing lights are your friend, but there we are, safely home with our cache of science in tow, and, well, now our thoughts turn to future missions. We're going to have to start getting our Juno vehicle assembled before too long, but that's for another day, I think. So until then, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.